I can't help but like we're doing a show.
Check. Do we need to? Because it is. Okay, so the sound's going through right now. No, and then I muted you guys, so you can't really talk right now. So. Yes. Yeah. So good at pressing buttons. I press everyone's button. Yeah. So I want to do the count off a little bit different.
Okay, how much do you like hearing yourself talk?
Everything. Everything. 3, 2, 1, go!
I am lost.
Like via digital or otherwise through TikTok and Codex.com. And also want to give a big shout out to Tamara Negocios, who does brilliant work in getting you local customers. So if you're looking for digital marketing, TamaraNegocios.com. Thank you for setting up again.
So many echoes.
So super stoked. Hey, what's up, Edgar? Arturo, great to it's awesome to have Arturo. I got such a handsome picture of you from the event last Tuesday. So we'll have to. Yeah. Exactly. Speaking with you, want to introduce yourself? Say hi.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I am the brand community manager at Intel/social media guru. I'm gonna just own up to that. Yeah. Mixed master and also Mixed Master Pete. And oh no,
Guy's the most supportive guy in podcast history.
Oh, stop.
And I'm Sharyn. I'm the group publisher for the show and just
Okay, so here's the structure for today. We're gonna hang out for 20, 30 minutes, and then that's right. We're gonna have probably 10 to 15 folks that are joining virtually, including Nikki Gaxell and Jason and all sorts of fun guys. So if you're interested in being on the show, give us a shout out. We'll send you the link. That way you can join them.
Are we supposed? Are we talking in an Australian accent right now?
You need like a little.
Oh yeah, so Nick makes me really nervous. And I don't know how to.
Can we wrap about the podcast? We'll save it for later.
Yeah. Let's,
after hours.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we'll save that for our Patreon.
Oh, beautiful. So Jake, what's up, my man? So Jake has some questions. Actually, can you send a link to
that? I can. For anyone who wants to jump on the show, I'm gonna drop the link in. Well,
you're right in here.
I can't comment. This is where StreamYard falls apart. Okay, I would have to go into LinkedIn.
Okay. And while Peter is figuring that out, this is live.
I love figuring stuff out live. It's actually,
I live you, Peter.
oh my God.
I'm just glad you can. Okay, and there's Peter's password.
Yeah, my password is 7 dots.
Not the Crimea River.
That's your Wi-Fi.
So while we're getting that situated, oh cool. Okay, so go to the Silicon Zombies LinkedIn. We're gonna post this on the wall.
No, we're not. I'm just gonna drop it in the chat.
Okay.
It'll be easier.
Okay. You know what you do? You send it to me, and then I can post it at the post. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, while Peter's doing that, yeah. Recap on last week. So big thanks to Kuman, who really kind of pulled it all together. It's like a beautiful, it's a rug. It like ties the room together.
Well, our friends in parking. There's nobody like
Mike
that.
and Laura.
Funny story about parking. So when I started at the magazine about 8 months ago, I thought I was so good at it. Yeah, I was doing this event and that event. I'm good at this. I don't need an event person. And then I started doing an event that wasn't at the testing, and I realized I cannot do
Everything
that.
falls apart.
Yeah, it's because these guys are so committed to giving everything.
Brian, in fact, is a fellow who helps us with you.
Shout out to Brian because I learned so much from just an hour since we're working together. Yeah. You should invoice the company.
Checks in the mail. Audio topic there. Great thing that audio issues. Dave Libby, what's up, Dave? And if you want to, drop the link, so folks can join. How do you do that? Send that to you. I can send it to you. Okay. That's your hands right there.
We're not that kind of podcast.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know what happened there. Okay, cool. So then we go into.
Oh, yeah. But I just think that, figuring out AV as we go along is just kind of really fun. Because, put it this way, if you guys wanted to watch an actual put together show, we would all be just watching Ellen or something.
Happening on.
Nick, are you watching yourself watching us yourself?
The meta drop.
What's really funny about this is our introduction was how we decide technology.
Oh yeah, and there was none.
Well, I
leading the blind.
I am demystifying technology for the two of you. I feel like. So anyway, Nick right now is about to drop the link to our show. If anyone wants to jump on and join this weird little party.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So there's that. I think they can just copy paste that.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. So talk about some of the cool stuff. I can't tell if you're
I'm sweating right now. That's why Nick is laughing.
This is why we have an HD. So we're gonna zoom in on the cute stuff here.
I'm okay with HD.
Okay,
I just
good.
don't want it to be with 4K.
Good.
I'm fine. A little bit.
Crazy. I feel like there's a laugh track or something. Okay, cool. So one of the things that I took away from that Park Games with Dr. Nico was packed house, wonderful event. That the brain processes 11 million pictures per second, but our conscious brain can only process about 40 to 50. It seems like this is just going on. So it's not
I'm not sure what happened to that, but I will say that when Dr. Nico was explaining how there's so many different moving parts within the brain and we're only conscious about a small sliver of it, me, because I'm a computer
effort.
person.
Okay.
I okay, no, but yes. And also, I'm just going by. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold this real quick. If you've ever pressed Control Alt Delete on a computer and it brings up like all the system resources, you're going to you see like 60 or 70 different programs running at the same time,
Yeah.
but you're only watching 4.
So go like in the background.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Will Ferrell said he wants to name his kids Control Alt Delete so he can smack them all at the same time.
Jake is saying that talking to the head helmet.
Okay. Should we just turn this off then?
Yeah, let's turn that off then.
Alley-oop.
I'm just gonna pass the mic around.
Is this like the talking stick? Okay, cool. So Jake, do me a favor. You're our guinea pig here. Click. Can't hear me at all. How about now? Got it. So Jake, do us a favor. Take that link to StreamYard.com and put that in your browser. Copy paste that, and then we'll have you. There's like a 10-second delay, huh? Got it. Okay. And that's the structure. That's the idea. So we can be able to give shout outs for what people are looking for and how we could be helpful. And at the end, we'll do a little bit of the old conscious conversations, which is quickly becoming a fan favorite.
This event is really for you, the community. I remember when I was just leaving college, I started going to a bunch of networking events too, because I figured those were a lot better than just applying online to jobs. And one of my favorite things that I've seen at a few networking events was something called lightning rounds, where they had people in the community come on stage and tell everyone at the event what they're looking for, whether if they're looking for a job, if they're looking for people to work at said job, if they're looking for investment, et cetera, et cetera. Really, it's like, how can this community help you?
Speaking of which, I just saw an article in HBR, that's Harvard Business Review, not hot buttered rum. my parents are hippies. Anyways, and like a really interesting way to be able to introduce yourself is in 3 parts. What you're doing currently, a little bit on your past, and what you want to do in the future. So I could say, my name is Nick Larson. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of Unity Central. My background is in being a revenue leader for tech companies, specifically in the community building and social media AI space. In the future, I'm interested about venture capital. Bachelorette number 2.
Hi, everyone. I am Peter Wang, brand community manager at Intel. That's me now. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, and what else?
Back. What you were doing in the past?
Sorry. What I was doing in the past, I always tell everyone I am a growth marketer turned community manager. So in the past, my training is performance ads, which eventually turned into just like growth hacking, and then the community. In the future, that's a good question. I would like to stay stick with stay with Intel, and overall, I want to explore a little bit more in like how community is almost like the new form of marketing, in my perspective, and how community plays a role across all different like social media. So for me, like my whole world is like in the intersection between community and social media and brands.
Interesting. It feels like there's a parallels of a distrust in media. There is like a distrust in brands. So I guess folks are getting either closer to the source or closer to influencers. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons that the show here has got some legs, because people want to hear from folks that they feel like are not maybe beholden to special interest.
People just want good old fashioned honest opinions.
That's right.
Speaking of which,
I do like to give a good, honest opinion. So I'm Sharyn. I am currently the publisher of Silicon Valley and San Francisco magazines. In the past, I did stuff that had nothing to do with that, and I was a concert violinist. I studied at Juilliard. And in the future, I'd like to continue to grow our magazine community and the events going along with that. But I'd also like to do a startup that really helps give better access to all students to college advising.
And
well, funny you should ask me, Larson. So I actually have pulled together a panel of people that include neuropsychologists, college advisors, and superintendents of school systems, and have come to pull together a list of questions that really tap into some of the major things that college advisors look at when they are matching kids with schools. And so a lot of those questions we're going to digitize. We're going to bring in some neuropsychology like auditory processing speed, visual processing speed, your personal organization skills, things like that. We're going to overlay them with location, grades, interests, cultural awareness, and then eventually create something that really helps kids match with the right schools.
There's also, so one of my favorite podcasts is called All In. It's got Chamath, David Sachs, Friedberg, and Jason Calacanis. Actually, I got to speak to Jason Calacanis last night. That's the magic of Twitter.
How you do?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I happened to be on Twitter. He was checking out one of his new microphones, and those, like, within the course of like 15 seconds, there was 100 people on the Twitter Spaces, which is kind of like this, but on Twitter. And so I clicked the allow me to speak button, and he pulled me up there. So we had like a 2-3 minute conversation about microphones. I met Calacanis like 12 years ago, at events and stuff like that. But now, that's like one of the biggest podcasts. So pretty cool. Get him to sign it. Is that like this? Sign my crypto? Well, I'd like to say we'll edit that, but all this shit's live, so whatever. Yeah. Peter, do you want to say like a hot take that maybe you can embarrass yourself?
oh wait, Peter can't be embarrassed.
Magical
superpower.
I feel like it's you guys will have to say hot take about me.
Yeah.
To try and embarrass me. I think. I'm guessing based on today, Jake said, I'm guessing based on today, you didn't take his advice. That was.
Jake's throwing it.
Another thing I want to invite the community to do is if you guys have any sick burns, I want you to know this is a safe space.
I think Jake gets the floor now.
Yeah. Jake's got burns all day.
Oh, no, I think we should have. Jake, do you want to just click on their link and just hop on?
Jake.
I can follow.
Jake.
Jake's actually a new hire for us at Unity Central. Yeah, a bit of a utility man. Hot takes, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
So, are we going to give him a performance review? Or what are you trying to lead with it?
Yeah. No, he's lucky. He's lucky to be with this crew. He says he's on. So Jake, once that happens, you'll hop into our green room. And I guess that goes for everybody else too. So while we're waiting for Jake, you two want to share like somebody interesting that you met on Tuesday, or we could even rap a little bit about what we did at the Shack 15 the week before with Simon and David. That was pretty cool too. Like hot potato.
You think, yeah,
I want to take some time to.
Well, here's what I'll say. Is he here? Here's what I'll say is hearing Dr. Nico speak and having, a role that's obviously very driven by marketing and how people take in community and information, it made me realize how little we really tap into as people, as a magazine, as digital marketers, as whatever, in terms of how we can really understand our consumers. So that was my big takeaway.
We had Jasper Sohn, who's a founder at goodtime.io. In fact, his CEO is his wife, dynamic duo. Jasper's a wonderful human being. Shout out to Brian Moore, who connected us. And one of the things that Jasper shared with us when he was a guest on Zombies is that for the first 3 months of one of their new hires, they're not working at the company, they're working with one of their customers. So they act as if they're understanding their pains, their challenges, their wins, their team. And then after those 3 months, they come back and report everything. And that dictates their product roadmap. And their roadmap is just like so much more. He says when they're building something, like they know 1,000% that that's what their target market needs, which I think is such a cool idea. Like you can never be too close to the customer problem, right?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a little bit like what Disney does. I have a friend who used to work at McKinsey and Company, a Stanford graduate, GSB, the whole deal. McKinsey, the consulting firm. Right. Like they only hire the brightest people in the world or whatever. And so when he was doing a study at Disney, they required him to work in the parks. And so he was busting tables one day, and this dad was there with his son and said, you know, look, you should work really hard at school because you don't want to turn out like him. And so I think about that all the time because it was just, I mean, it's just crazy. This guy couldn't be like, well, I actually work at McKinsey and I was #1 in my class at Harvard. But also just, I think that feeling of really being in the weeds with your customer and what people are doing day to day is really important.
You know what that reminds me of is, I don't know if any of you remember this, but when DoorDash actually had there was I guess, what do you call it, a new rule or like DoorDash wanted its employees to experience what it's like to deliver food as a dasher. So then they're able to, I think the technical term is called dog fooding. Right, if you're able, when you as the as the programmer or the creator of said app, should be able to go and like experience what it is on the end user side, but the employees
call it champagning
instead of dog fooding. But how unfortunately though the employees didn't want to do that because they thought it was beneath them. So there was a lot of backlash.
Yeah, right. Speaking of Disney, Ron DeSantis, future presidential candidate, so he recently signed a bill that gave him control over the property that Disney operates in. Because before they were kind of like on their own island, so to speak. They had special legislation and approvals and regulatory loopholes. But Ron DeSantis, he put a stop to that. And I think that was because the whole Disney pushed back against the "don't say gay" thing. It was some kind of political divide. So now, I wonder what that did to the stock. That probably can't be good, you know. But also Disney just brought back who's the CEO? They just got a new CEO, which I think is going to have pretty big implications on the future of the company as well. The guy who was running it before. Yeah.
By the way, Jake, are you able to jump in? I think because you're still in the quote unquote backstage at showing up.
Nope.
Oh, today is filled with technical difficulties. But the thing is, with the half of the things I love about going live is that everybody is under the consensus that even though technical difficulties arise, we just kind of just deal with it. because that's why people watch lives. Half the reason. The other half is probably because we were all raised on reality TV. Yeah.
Reality TV didn't make a splash until the aughts, you know.
What
was the first big reality TV show that you remember? I guess
Real World.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you.
So earlier when we were setting up, speaking of reality TV, earlier when we were setting up, Sharyn and I were actually practicing real reality TV confessions. And this is actually something that I've actually gotten I had to get used to. Something I had to get used to for work because I have to speak in front of the camera multiple times, and apparently there is this generational gap because me as an elder millennial, I like to collect my thoughts before announcing them on the camera, and apparently that is called the millennial pause. I don't know, Nick. I don't know if you get this a lot, but apparently, and there's been numerous articles written about this. I think I saw one from like the New York Times. They just dedicated a few page article about the millennial pause. So whenever I'm about to go on camera now, I get a little bit self-conscious of that. So instead of just like collecting my thoughts, I tend to collect my thoughts before I go, and then I just like go into like a dialogue.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of like the opposite of improv? Like collecting your thoughts? Is everything supposed to be like you pull it out of your pocket and be like, oh, here it is?
What if you don't actually like? What if you have to collect your thoughts? Otherwise, like there's just nothing for you to build off.
I suppose so. I mean, it's that inspiration, right? So like being able to build off and you're saying like have a couple like bullet points. This reminds me of like a terrible wedding speech, a terrible wedding speech that I did. First of all, I drank too much, so never do that. And then I was feeling really excited. I had three really good jokes that killed when I practiced them. And then I walked up and I had this little piece of paper. I was like, you know what? I don't need this. And then I say my first joke, totally bombed, and then like 0 laughs. And then that like got in my head. So like the lesson that I learned from a public speaking perspective is like, don't rely on the crowd's response for your content. Just be able to kind of keep moving forward, keep pushing forward. That was a very painful lesson. But I did get to meet Drew Carey that day, which is kind of cool.
What?
Drew Carey. He was in a neck brace. I was like, hey, Drew. And he goes, hey.
Yeah. Did he give you any points?
No. Wait, whose sign was it anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's your favorite on whose line?
Wayne Brady, 100%.
Okay. That's like saying Tom Brady.
Okay, fine.
Okay, pick another person.
Fine, Colin Mockery.
Oh, is he the Irish chap?
He's the bald guy.
Oh my God. Okay, and then the other, who's the tall guy? Ryan
Reynolds.
No. Was it? He's just. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's not the right link.
Is that? Okay, so did we? This is.
Yeah, copy that.
Right. Okay.
And then message it to me.
Okay. This is like in high school where we're supposed to all watch a movie, but then AV happens, so then everyone just sits around for a little bit until they wait for the AV team. Does anyone remember this, or am I just like going to a?
No. You're talking about when they would like.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. And then I don't know, Sharyn, if you've seen this meme, but there was this meme that showed the TV on the wheels.
Oh yeah.
And it said like every single time you see this, you knew your class was about to be lit.
There's always been like the kid who was the AV kid who pushed the thing.
That was me.
Oh, of course it was. Of course. Thank you so much.
Peter, what were you like in high school?
I was an AV kid. I was very quiet. Oh, what changed? Oh my God. I don't really.
Busted.
This is a podcast about startups. Okay. What changed was that I decided to get over my fear of meeting strangers, and I really got over that fear. Yes, with drugs like Tylenol, to really like numb the pain. Yeah, but mostly like I think just generic ibuprofen because things are getting expensive these days.
Was you learning to dance part of that process? Were you learning to dance?
Actually,
don't critique my grammar. I swear to God, Peter, you and all your 15 parents or whatever.
Funny story. I learned how to dance in like 2008, right before I had to graduate college, and it's because my college experience consisted of me staying in my dorm playing video games, and I just didn't really. want that life anymore, and I wanted to be a little bit more social. I also really wanted to have a girlfriend. So I decided that I just wanted to learn how to dance because that was something that that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I went to take salsa classes my last year of college, literally the last year of college, and it was one of the skills that just like helped me so much. It helped me get out of my shell. It helped me. It was one of the few things that like made me feel like really confident to do at the time. So I kind of like really leaned into it.
Personal growth doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Hey guys,
Quote by Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, we got Dafu in the
haven't
house.
seen you for a while.
And Dafu's on mute.
No, we're on mute actually.
Miss
Sorry,
you
Doc.
guys. Miss you guys.
There we go. Or
Can you hear me?
yep.
Perfect.
Dafu, where are you calling in from?
Oh, Bear.
I'm from Denver right now. Calling from Denver.
What are you doing out there, Dafu?
Yeah, actually, we are having a. Is our event start right now, or just casual talk right now? Yeah, I cannot hear quite clear.
You're not.
We are live already, right?
Testing.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, so my name is Safu DAFU, and I'm working at One Piece Labs, a Web3 incubator. Right now, I'm calling from Denver, Colorado. And frankly speaking, the weather here is much better than I expected. It's much warmer than I thought. And I'm here to join the conference, ETH Denver, and we have a huge after party under One Piece Labs tomorrow evening in Denver, and we got 2,500 registrations right now. You can hear me, right? Yo-ho.
Yeah.
What happened? I cannot hear you guys.
Dafu, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, right now I can hear you. Did you hear what I said before? Yeah, there seems some latencies.
That was a great time. It was a great time.
Okay.
Did you guys hear what I
People in the
said?
chat is saying that people in the audience can hear us. It's the only problem though, is that we cannot hear the what is being said from our
Oh,
guests.
really?
We're gonna need you guys to pantomime. That's how this works.
That's awesome.
We're just
That's
Dafu,
funny.
Dafu, Jessica. Can you both do like interpretive dance? That would be
Awesome.
Oh my god.
It's the new form of marketing. uh,
How come there's like a weird delay?
Yeah, you guys have to update the AV system if you cannot hear it. The audience
Maybe you can
hears
listen from your iPhone. Huh? That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's funny.
We're replacing you with Jake.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So the only problem though with this one is that not only is there a delay, but we're gonna hear our own voice.
Is there any way to fix that in the future?
I should. We need to invite Brian and have him.
Mike!
Actually, if
Brian!
if Human is on this, if he could give us Brian's info.
Lumen doesn't want to be associated with idiots like us.
I'm afraid you are.
Okay. So let's give the floor to Jessica, who's building a pretty cool platform in the travel space. So Jessica, you have the floor. Dafu, don't go anywhere.
Oh yes. Can you hear me, you guys? Oh yes. We're just gonna go.
Yes,
Yes.
like they cannot hear us. Yeah, we just talk.
That's how we go, right? Yes. Going back to the original format, I have previously been in marketing my whole career, doing lots of different campaigns for different organizations, and have had my own agencies. And currently, I'm working on a new travel app, Travel, where we are going to have people design their trips with a survey. So it's really fun right now. We're using a lot of AI behind the scenes. Some really fun content providers. So it's going to feel like fresh content, even though it's scalable. I have no idea if anyone can hear me. Yeah, we're fundraising right now, and in the middle, we've been having a lot of good, customer feedback and investors. So, yeah, it's been a fun to work on. Everyone's frozen.
Jessica, we can't hear you. In fact, I'm sending you a screenshot that I found on LinkedIn. It's Y Combinator generative AI landscape from the business function and the engineering function. There's a bunch of startups here that might be interesting for you to implement into your software stack. I'm going to send it to you on LinkedIn messages real quickly here. And while we've got you so you said you're raising. You want to share us a little bit about who the ideal investor would be for you?
Yeah, we're looking for, we're not super selective. We're, always, I love learning and people part of the team who can add, value and want to be involved, that I always love that, getting a lot of ideas from other people. And yeah, so basically anyone who supports travel and wants to get involved, I'm be excited about. Oh, it's funny. Everything's frozen. I'm pausing.
Wow, I'm excited you're connecting with Jason. He's done some pretty neat stuff in the space, and a wonderful founder.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's super supportive, and we've got a really good.
Jessica, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Great. That's just what I was hoping you were saying. Jessica, could you do us a favor and copy paste the link that you had dropped into the StreamYard messages, or I guess it'd be LinkedIn Live, so that way anybody else that wants to drop in, they can do that too.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm gonna pause.
Yeah, if you guys can hear me, I can talk a little bit more about myself.
Thank you. And then as for Mr. David Libby's comment, who's the name of the gentleman in Denver? That's Dafu Gao. Dafu, do you want to introduce yourself here?
Yeah, I have done it a little bit, but yeah. So I joined this because I'm a good friend with Nick, and Nick used to be my colleague, co-founder. So we started a Web2 incubator and co-working space back to the end of 2016 in Silicon Valley. We worked out One Piece work, and we had 16 locations all over the world. And at that time, we have served, incubated, and invested in more than 400 startups, including 30 unicorns and 23 exits until now. And we work with a top angel investor called Abonis Capital. And starting from last year, me and my another brother, which is called KJ. So we started this Web3 incubator called One Piece Labs. We finished our first batch last year, and we got 22 amazing startups joining us. 6 of them raised $20 million right after our batch. And if you are in Web3 business, you may have heard of the Multicoin, Pantera, Figment, Kraken, Coinbase. These companies, they are all mentors and speakers of our last batch. And for this year, we have another batch on Metaverse, one on ZK, and another one on entertainment. So all Web3 stuff. And right now I'm in Denver because I'm here to have our after party for ETH Denver. Like I mentioned, we got 2,500.
So Dafu, can you share? Dafu, can you share a little bit about one or two of your favorite companies?
Yeah, so my favorite company from my previous company, One Piece Work, one of them is called Line. They were a bike sharing company right now. I believe they are doing scooters sharing company or something, and I haven't caught up with them for a while, but they were pretty huge. They were the first unicorn we had at One Piece Work, and for One Piece Labs. Frankly speaking, it's hard to say which one is my favorite, but personally, I'm pretty close with one project called MPC Vault. They use MPC technology for the for your wallet, Web3 wallet, and especially after last year FTX issue, MPC became very popular, and they are now raising another round. So I think they did pretty good job. They are a bunch of kids from UC Berkeley. And besides this one, we have a bunch of others like Mean Market. We have some other companies. Not in my mind right now, but they are pretty good. All right. There must be some latency. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, I know that your team hosts a bunch of great events, and you guys who did that down in San Jose. And speaking of events, I think there's something that's happening in March that maybe you want to speak to. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So tomorrow we have the ETH Denver after party, but I believe most of the audience won't be able to join it since it's in Denver and tomorrow. But we have a big hackathon coming. So for that one, that is March 24th to 26th, which is Friday to Sunday, and that will be in Santa Clara in One Piece Labs Bowling. And for that one, we work with OKX, one of the top Web3 exchanges in Bitcoins, and also Google Cloud. And we also have some ecosystem partners like Unstoppable Domain, Gitcoin, GitHub, Name Tag, and many other big Web3 organizations and companies with us. And for that one, right now, our prize pool is up to 700K, I believe. So that is a huge one. We are looking for 200 amazing hackers to join us for this hackathon. And you can claim your prizes from different partners, and we have raffles. We have airdrop. You can even win a Apple Watch Ultra as a bonus if you join us. And so I believe that's a good opportunity to network and hang out with Web3 talents, and maybe potentially you can find a job over there, or create your own team, find some co-founders over there, and learn what is Web3 doing in this industry. Yeah, and if you're interested, just join us, and I will see if I can type the link in here. I didn't find a place for the link though.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dafu, for sharing. A great team at OKX, and you're certainly tapped into the right people. Speaking of learning and growing, if you look at the QR code in the top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner, if you scan that, you can access Brain Food, and that's a bites and clips and witticisms and recaps from past guests and including future events. So if you want to get access to all sorts of good stuff, make sure to scan that. There's no charge. And thanks for sharing with your friends and family and colleagues, yada yada. So.
What is the topic? What should we talk about?
I was hoping you had something up your sleeve.
Oh, actually, I do. The other day, like whenever I hear the word hackathon, I think about this. I think about arguably the first hackathon I've ever went to, which really wasn't. It wasn't a hackathon. It was more like an innovation, like a makers lab contest at the Tech Museum of Innovation back when I was like. And I'm going to need Daphne's help with me answering this. But from my understanding, a hackathon is essentially a science fair project for startups where you have a set amount of days to create what is essentially an MVP or a business plan.
Sometimes set amount of hours.
Or yeah, that's right. Set amount of hours. I mean,
alcohol into the wee hours of the night.
I don't know about the alcohol thing. You guys must be going to different hackathons than I am.
Did you see the social network? Like that's how these things. That's how a lot of the early Facebook engineers were. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but like, okay, fine. I can understand with the help of alcohol how these things can last a few days or hours. But anyway, the idea is that at the end of these things, you walk out with like something of value that could potentially get you prize money or a interview or space time with, I don't know, somebody from YC,
or like a job, perhaps. Speaking of which, there's a certain principle called the Balmer principle. Have you heard about this? Where it's like for coding, there's a certain amount of alcohol you consume where you're just like really on, and then it just falls off the.
Oh yeah, that's called moderation.
I think what's this Balmer? Probably a nod to like Balmer, Microsoft or you guys are all the same to me because it's not Apple. yeah. Apple or nothing, baby.
I like pears and avocados. I don't really like apples. Jake said Balmer Peak,
which may be. Oh yeah, for sure. I think is that also a neighborhood in San Francisco? Balmer Peak. Yeah, it sounds like it could be real.
Yeah, it does sound very.
Okay. Yeah, just hop on. Click the link and hop on. Anyway,
what was I gonna say? I had something pretty that was very tied to all this, but I'm losing my train of thought.
You look like high, frankly speaking.
So this was like part of my dad's campaign to like make me an engineer, which was really ironic because I'm not. I know, right? It wasn't ironic because I'm not an engineer, but I do work at Intel. So at the end of the day, he got his wish.
But he's kind of
He's 100% disappointed.
But Peter, I think it's safe to say to you, like, have the tiger by the tail. I mean, like, social media, and specifically TikTok, like, what is the future of Intel without Peter Wang? I'm gonna say it doesn't look good.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Can you steal, man? Can you argue against yourself? Yeah, and this is good.
I'll put it this way: our challenge right now is relating to the younger generation and not becoming an IBM. And
Shots fired. Speaking of Balmer.
I mean, who's gonna argue against me? You know, like,
I would like to. I don't know how.
So, part of my job, like, that's half the reason why we're on TikTok in the first place. Is like, hey, we've noticed that like kids hang out here. Let's also hang out here and relate.
That sounds so uncool.
Hey there, kid.
Well,
what are y'all doing?
why do you think I worked? I'm there to like make that, not the reality.
Okay. So paint that's the new reality.
Relatable content. Very
Oh,
good.
there you
What do you want me to say? Like so I actually like presented this in our like broader brand creative media calls where
He's going secret. I know.
my own secret. Yeah, if I could like
What's the worst that could happen?
if I could like brand something, I would brand this. I actually in one of these calls I told them that like if you wanted to create a cringe spectrum, I would draw like imagine a line from left to right. Cringe actually exists in the middle. Because if you go, let's say all the way left is your true authentic voice, when you speak into something that you're very passionate about, it does sound authentic. And even if the topic is lame, you still get to feel the passion. And if you don't connect with the topic, the passion is kind of what makes you at least stay. I saw a really good example of this. This has nothing to do with Intel. This has everything to do with a video I saw on TikTok.
Cringy.
It was extremely cringy, but it was also at the same time really fun to watch.
Okay, like ironically cringy.
No, it was. Let me explain the video.
Please, yeah.
So it was a video about this guy singing a Fetty Wap song in a karaoke bar. Now he was singing off key, and everything like about the singing was horrible. Yet the crowd loved it because he sang it with so much heart. Because he memorized every word. He didn't look at the screen. He was dancing and he was engaging with the crowd. And so much. Probably, I'm sure that's I'm sure that's a scene in many people's weddings. I'm sure some people have experienced this too. You know, it's fine. But
You know, but Peter's available for weddings for hire too.
what?
Well, you know, side job. Anyways, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't knock the hustle. So on one end you have authenticity. On the other end, though, you have what I call in on the joke, which just means if you want to go cringe, then make it extra cringe and almost like hint at the fact that it is being cringy. So a good example of this is bad movies.
Okay.
If you guys ever watched a bad movie that was so bad that you just wanted to keep watching it,
Like Flying Nun, something like
yeah,
that.
exactly. Flying Nun. What? Exactly. That's exactly. You're proving my point. So all of that to say is that on one end you have someone who's actually passionate about something. On the other end, you have someone who's clearly making a joke. Both are very entertaining, but cringiness really only happens when you honestly believe that this is not a joke.
When you're coming up with content for that, is there like a process?
Yes. Is the process the first thing I like to do is like what is the actual like brand, like what is the true brand voice, and how do you not deviate from that brand voice? For example,
Sorry, Peter. Sorry, guys. I have
them.
to leave for another meeting.
Talking about
Gaming.
Yeah, talking about gaming, talking about tech, talking
See you
about
guys. See you guys.
talking about emerging tech, and we have all of those demographics pretty solidified on TikTok. What we don't the challenge though is that like how do we make the conversation a little bit more broad, right? How do we connect with college kids that are not engineers? We can't go in and just straight up say, "Oh my God, look at this outfit." That would be a little bit cringy.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do we like use our true brand voice to also find a new pool of potential audiences? How do we do that? So that's kind of like what I'm working on right now.
Right. Maybe it's like
Scale 1 to 5. If we're super cringy right now, give us a 5. I don't know. Totally.
yeah.
I don't think we're that cringy.
No. Not yet, but we could get there.
Oh, wait,
Challenge accepted.
because here's this is the ironic part. If you do accept this challenge, you're forcing yourself to be more cringy. You're gonna be sliding.
You're
more to
already
the right
starting
side.
to get cringy. And then how could you accept the challenge and not be cringy? Like make fun of it or just kind of be inappropriate right off the bat?
You, you can start by taking that microphone away from my.
Sorry. We've lost so many good guests because we don't have our shit together. That's okay. And the next time we're gonna figure out the correct link. We're gonna send this.
We're gonna write a really angry letter to StreamYard.
Probably user error.
Shut up.
Shut up. We're gonna write an angry letter.
You guys know that you don't have to look, guys. This is 2023. Just text me.
What we've learned on this podcast is Jake was an amazing hire.
Great.
To my most recent hire.
You mean Nick's wife?
Yes. Best hire I ever made. I brag about her on every call. 2 days after her green card came in, she was on my team.
She's like, I'm out.
Yeah, she's amazing. I wish.
There's no idea.
Peter will be there to
Do you want to
Exactly.
say something to Sandra if she's listening?
Yeah. Hey baby, ¿qué pasó? I thought I was your only vato.
Marica Latino! Put your share in the class. Oh my god.
All right. Well, let's see. Maybe we've got about 2 minutes left. Sorry to all the folks who wanted to hop on. We will fix this next time. In the interim, Sharyn, you want to pick one of these?
This is Cards Against Humanity. I'm just kidding. It's not.
Wow.
It's actually conscious.
Jill's just gonna hit you for that.
Oh, okay. This is really a question.
Really? Okay.
What is your zodiac sign? How accurate?
I'll answer that. So I'm a tiger, and I think it's a very, very accurate because I love cats. I love to knock things off tables. I like to.
Curious like a cat?
I am extremely curious like a cat.
Yeah.
I'm also very stubborn like a tiger.
Oh.
Wait, is that a trait for a tiger? I also have. Yeah, and then something about courage.
Yeah. Great.
Did you dance by licking yourself?
I also lick myself every night.
Can we roll the clip?
I really hope we do not clip that. I do not.
It's like fucking. Okay. All right. So Sharyn, what's your zodiac?
I'm a Scorpio.
You do.
Yeah, so Scorpio women are supposed to be super bitchy, and Scorpio men are supposed to be like dirty, sexy.
Wow. Check and mate. I think isn't Scorpio and Leo like right next to each other? Because I'm on the cusp, whatever that means. Why did you? Why did you wink? No. Oh, Libra. I'm thinking Libra. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Being a Libra is a good thing.
Yeah. Right? I mean, I think the whole notion of like the alignment of the stars having some kind of impact or dictating your personality is probably baloney. But I mean,
or it was the first evidence of data analytics.
Oh my
Full circle.
Because think about it, like, how dare you? I am Ravenclaw.
Really?
Yeah, I actually did a bunch of
you look more like a
Hufflepuff pass. I would love to be a Hufflepuff. Honestly, if I could pick any house, it'd be Hufflepuff. But sadly, I am a Ravenclaw.
Okay. How do you know?
Because because the only Asian character in the book was a Ravenclaw.
Okay.
But the reason why it's I was about to call it zoology. The zodiac sign is data analytics was because people would like look up the star when someone what's the word, auspicious was born. People would just be like, oh, that's what the stars look like. All right, cool. Let's like write that down.
When Peter was born, the cringe meter was really high.
I was born after the Cultural Revolution. Okay, so everyone was just happy to have TV. Oh yeah. As a boy child.
And that wraps us up for another episode of Silicon Zombies, where you'll have the best brains in the Bay. Be sure to join us. Be sure to join us next week, where we'll have Olivia Gamblin, and we're going to be talking a little bit about AI and ethics. And it'll be,
we're gonna have working AI.
so much more
Working
serious.
AV. Sorry, working AV.
Peter is a robot.
Look, say what you want. This is the most engagement we've ever had from a chat session.
Jake, and he's tasted.
That data analytics bit that's gonna go viral.
Yeah, and we'll have audio. Exactly, and we'll have audio.
Don't hold your breath. Quick shout out to Nicodex.com. If you're building digital products for web or mobile, they've done excellent work for Bizinta and SciPog and some good folks too. Also, be sure to check out our friends at Primero Negocios. If you're looking for digital marketing, that's Primero Negocios. We'll put them in the show notes. Until then, Peter, can you hit the? Oh, it's probably playing right now anyway.
Yeah,
okay, all right. Thanks, David, Jake, everybody.
I really hope you guys all laugh because really the purpose of this episode is to just make everyone laugh and have a good time. And okay, cool. Bye, guys.
Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Thanks. Bye.
Damn, that was.